So today we are gonna draw Disney whilst we watch Disney, and this is actually the second time I filmed this because I've managed to film it all with no sound. So I don't know what I've said, what I'm gonna say, but we'll roll with it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I've just lost an hour's worth of work. Don't worry, it's fine. I absolutely love watching Disney films, and I always watch TV series, films, documentaries, anything while I work. As being an illustrator, it's very quiet when you're sat drawing. I really like some stuff going on around me and lots of things, so I don't quite know what film we're going to watch, but comment below on what your favourite Disney film is, and then maybe I can turn this into a series and I'll get to draw more stuff whilst I watch Disney, so that's not really a bad thing. Definitely not a bad thing for me. I'm always sketching on the sofa. My husband will tell you that whenever we sit down and watch a film, I'm always on my iPad. I'm just one of those people and I love it. So I suppose illustration was definitely the right career choice for me. But yeah, let's go make a cup of tea and pop on a film. I don't know what we're going to watch, but let's go get cosy. So I'm starting off sketching here, and I always use basic shapes just to kind of lay out what I'm going to do and see if the design works. This may not be the way everybody does it, but I like to focus on the main characters first and put them where I want them in the image and the composition, and then I work up from there and put all the background details in just to make sure the composition is balanced and even and the details are where I want them to be. And if you haven't guessed it by now, I'm watching Wreck-It Ralph. I always have a blanket on me, no matter what time of year it is. I like to feel cozy. When I finish my really rough sketch and layout and I'm happy with the composition, I go on to cleaning up basically the main elements which I really need to focus on. Just so when it comes to actually colouring the piece, I can actually sit back, relax, and I get to watch the film more that way. What I always do is I always try and get the colour palette nailed down, so that, again, I can just chill and watch the film. And colouring, I find it really calming. Like, I call the sketching the thinky bit. Here are just a few colour palettes that I really, really like. And after you've been doing it a while, you kind of get the idea of what goes together and what doesn't. And this is why I always like to do a colour off as well, just so it's basically a map, like a colour map of where all the colours are going to go.
By the end of the movie, I pretty much have everything I need to get this piece coloured. But as I mentioned before, I really like to do colour maps. I'm going to call them colour maps because it is a guide. So here's just a few examples, but you can basically see what the image is going to be at the end. I really like doing quite a limited colour palette. So basically what that means is I don't use every colour of the rainbow. And I know my work's colourful, but I promise not in everything do I use that. In every illustration, the colours are actually really considered and basically a choice. So if it is every colour of the rainbow, I have decided to do that, and I like it. On this occasion, I did actually keep colouring on my iPad as well because there is a Wreck-It Ralph too. So I did want to stay on the sofa and just carry on colouring and just be more chilled about it. But as you can see here, I do keep referring back to my colour map so I know exactly what's going on and I can make sure that the colours are correct as I go.
Hey guys, just me interrupting. Don't forget to comment below on what your favourite Disney film is.
Okay, so I did not realise just how flashy the playback on the iPad was. I guess because it's already sped up and then obviously I'm speeding it up for this video. If not, this picture book spread did actually take a good few days. So as you can see, I've done a gal making a coat, and obviously this is definitely a Wreck-It Ralph inspired coat. I've really focused on the main colours of Vanellope with the greens and the pinks, and so all the sweets and everything I've kind of based on that. I didn't want to draw it as it was and do kind of a fan art. I really wanted to be inspired by instead. So after the main characters in the foreground were done, I then went to focus on the background and I kept pulling up the colour palette to refer to. And on the iPad, it's got the really handy ink dropper tool. So therefore, having the palette open or on the screen somewhere just meant I could dip in and pick the perfect colours. I do this on kind of whatever program I use because I actually started off traditionally. So it kind of takes you back to having the paint palette to like dip in. I do this with Photoshop, Procreate, and just anything I use, really. So now I have finally relocated to my office and my studio because I kind of knew that playback would be annoying me. Oh, spoiler alert, my daughter has come in and shown you something of the next video or a future video, definitely an upcoming one very soon. So yeah, I get working on more of the details. So because Wreck-It Ralph is based on an arcade game, I really wanted to include some of those retro gaming type elements. How is it? What I used to play on as a child is now retro, but anywho, definitely not showing my age. I decided to put in a PlayStation 1. I know Sugar Rush and the games that appear on Wreck-It Ralph probably weren't available on the PlayStation 1. Maybe they were. Who knows? Let me know in the comments. But I had a PlayStation 1. This is the one I really remember playing. And oh my god, I really had to put this in. But do you remember when TVs used to be so big at the back? You had to have like a massive shelf or a massive like TV unit to hold it. I could not use the retro gaming consoles without one of those. It's definitely nostalgia and all warm and cozy vibes for me. And nope, the video hasn't frozen. My iPad ran out of battery because apparently I like to ignore all the you've got 10%, you've got 5% because I was in the zone and I just wanted to get the colouring done. So here's me trying to connect it up with a USB cable that I found, and apparently if you plug it in it likes to suck away some of the light. So yay! Here's me drawing my kind of default cat. I don't know why. I never had a ginger cat when I was younger, and after doing illustration for quite a long time, you kind of come up with your own ways of drawing certain things. So yeah, this cat will appear in different colours and different things everywhere really, all in my work. But I like him. It's very cute. As I mentioned earlier, I really wanted to include some hints to Wreck-It Ralph, like some nods to it, so I definitely put the game on the TV as Sugar Rush. When it came to adding all the little details, I really wanted to keep these cohesive with the colour palette. Imagine when you move into a room and you want to add all the finishing touches, like the homely touches, your stuff that make it yours. For this image, although it's quite busy, I did actually keep the background details quite simple. Otherwise, this piece could have actually taken me a good couple of weeks to do. So, it would not have been ready for this video.
Thank you so much for watching. It means I've now got another portfolio piece. If you're ever looking for ideas or different things to draw, maybe you're not sure of what you want to draw that day, sit down, put a film on, get cozy and get sketching. It's one of my favourite things to do. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you again in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more.